America's founding fathers understood the unbreakable connection between freedom of religion and freedom of speech. And they guaranteed us both in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The modern American Marxists now running our government know this. Benjamin Franklin, one of our founding fathers, said, "Whoever would overthrow the liberty of a nation must begin by subduing their freedom of speech." How is freedom of speech under attack today, and what must we do to prevail? Well, first of all, we have to recognize how valuable it is. Freedom of speech is something we have taken for granted in America, all these 245 years of our history. But now we're beginning to find out how important it really is. And we're late to the party, because this has been recognized over the centuries by great men and politicians. Lord Hailsham, who was in the British Parliament, said, "I regard freedom of expression as the primary right without which one cannot have a properly functioning democracy." In other words, freedom of speech is fundamental to freedom. Winston Churchill said, "A state or society where men may not speak their minds cannot long endure." And Benjamin Franklin again said, "In those wretched countries where a man cannot call his tongue his own, he can scarce call anything his own." You see, beloved, freedom of speech is defined as the right to express any opinions without censorship or restraint. It's the right to express information, ideas, and opinions free of government restrictions based on content and subject only to reasonable limitations as guaranteed by the First, 14th, and 14th Amendments of the U.S. Constitution. Christian actor Kirk Cameron says that he believes the freedom of speech and freedom of religion go hand in hand in America. Actually, it's the freedom of speech that gives us the right to preach the gospel. Now, of course, at the same time, it also gives the right to other religions to preach their gospel. It even gives freedom of speech to the cults. But freedom of speech is something the Christian should value, should fight for, and actually not be afraid of freedom of speech. What we want is the healthy exchange of ideas. In the marketplace of ideas, Christianity will always win because it's based on the truth. So once again, we need to value our freedom of speech. We need to fight for our freedom of speech. It's one of the most fundamental liberties. And when you see the government beginning to work with the mass media and the social media platforms to control what's going on out there, you know you've got a Marxist-influenced political system in place. It's going to take a warrior spirit to overthrow that. And God's raising up an army right now that's going to do that very thing. Do you believe it? We better believe it.